What is going on, comic book community? Welcome to another episode of Josh's Comics. Today, we have our omnibus review, Injustice Gods Among Us, Volume 2, which covers years 4 through 5 for Injustice. One of my favorite and probably the favorite Elseworld story and best storylines I think we've ever had in comics. Stay tuned to find out about this great book on this next episode of Josh's Comics. Welcome back, and we're going to jump into it. Obviously, Volume 1, I covered. Extremely happy. Volume 1 had years 1 through 3. This is years 4 through 5. Years 4, 1 through 12. Injustice God Among Us, Year 4, Annual Number 1. Injustice God Among Us, Year 5, Issue 1 through 20. Injustice God Among Us, Years 5, Annual Number 1. And Injustice Ground Zero 1 through 12, which is more of a, it's more of the actual video game storyline, but it's through the eyes of Harley Quinn, which is pretty entertaining. So, for those of you who either didn't watch the previous video, you can go back and check that out, or catch you up on the speed a little bit. Pretty much what happens is it's an Elseworld story, but the Joker pretty much has Superman kill Lois Lane. He, I'm trying to think, hypnotizes him, or fear gas toxin, or whatever it was. And Superman makes the mistake of imagining fighting Doomsday, and it's really Lois Lane. He kills her, and come to find out in the first few issues that they're going to have a child, and he kills her and the unborn child. Superman goes off the rails. He pretty much decides that he's going to be law and order. He decides that no more crime, no more hurting people, and he becomes a ruler and a dictator. And, of course, some of our heroes, mainly Batman, who is my number one favorite, sees it. He tries talking to Clark. He tries reasoning with him. He tries to prevent him from doing what he's doing, trying to help him out. And eventually it comes to a point, and by the time you're in year 4 and 5, a lot of our favorite heroes have died. Some deaths you wouldn't believe, and Superman is just at his evilest. He's just, he doesn't care anymore. There's no reasoning with him. It's his way or no way. And if you're not with him and his group and his army, you're against him, and they're hunting you down, and yes. And of course, Batman's doing what he's got to do to survive. He has his group that believe they're doing the right thing by trying to stop Superman. They're trying to come up with a plan. And Injustice is based off of a video game, from the creators of Mortal Kombat. So they had the Injustice video game come out, and then what they did was, in the comics, they had it lead up to the story, to the end, and then there was a second video game, Injustice 2, which, this is volume 1 and 2 of Injustice, and then Injustice 2 had another 40 to 70 issues, I think. And I'm hoping that we eventually get that omnibus. I'm hoping the next year or two. I would love to read that in omnibus format, honestly. But you can check out these also if you can't buy the book. You can check them out on YouTube. I forget the name of the channel, but somebody actually goes page by page, does the voices for it, so you can get an idea of how the story goes. It's really great. So that's pretty much the story of it. I honestly forget. We're going to jump around here in the book a little bit. I'm going to show you some artwork, of course, the inside, the covers. I reviewed the binding and stuff. I'm going to try not to spoil too much. I know it's been out for a long time, but there's some deaths in here that I think, if you want to read it for the first time, it's really some good stuff. So, love the inside here. And then, this is really great. So this is, Batman and his team have the nice wrapper. I love when omnis do this. I also love the old way. The traditional old way would be, it would just say like in the front here, Injustice Volume 2, and that would be it, and it would have like the black cover, and that's it. Here they have the inside art. So you get the kind of like the Bat Family and Batman and his team, and then over here you get Superman and his team. The other way it's reversed, like there's more love here for Superman and his team than there is Batman and his, and it's different obviously for the other one. So, that being said, so Bruce, you can see like he's got a beard, he's beat down, he's underground right now pretty much. That's where the story takes off. He's underground. They're hunting him, and he shows up every once in a while if he's needed. But other than that, there's other people that are going out to cover for him, to help out. So right here, I'm going to say what happens is they finally made a pill to keep up with Superman. So anybody who takes this pill will have superhuman strength, can fly. I don't know about fly, but has superhuman strength, can take Superman's punches, can withhold them for a limited time. Now, the catch is this. Every time you take this pill, it destroys your heart. Renee Montana, if I'm saying her name right, I'm going to give you the spoiler. She dies trying to take on Superman, as you can kind of see like right here. There is another character's death. You can see her taking on Superman. The gods are actually involved, and I don't want to spoil that too much, but it's interesting how they show up and then they kind of just go away. There is a cool, like, gladiator one-on-one fight between two of our better superheroes, or I won't say better, but two really powerful superheroes, and it's a great battle. Let's see. So while Superman is fighting Renee, it comes to a point where he knows her heart's about to go. And he catches her. And why he is a dictator and he is a ruler right now, he kind of feels, there's glimpses of him that like show the original Superman, like, oh, I'm not, I don't want you to die, please stop, let's, but yeah. It doesn't go like that, doesn't happen like that. So for a brief second right here, Bruce is actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think he might be turning himself in or something like that. And as you can see right here, he's holding her and Superman's there. And for a brief second, it's like they stop. You know what I mean? They realize that when somebody like this close to both of them dies, like, you know what I mean? So going from there, they created this pill. Superman knows about it now, and stakes are risen. And it's like, hey, Superman and them want to stop Batman and his team because they become powerful. They can give this out to anybody. And if you get other superheroes who already have special powers and abilities, and you get them, pretty much unkillable on Superman's level, it's gonna be a problem. And so that's what happens in the story. I'm just going to kind of jump around from here and there. Supergirl shows up actually. No, she show up in this one, or is it? No, she actually shows up in Injustice 2. So that's a completely different storyline. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of go flipping through some of this, so that way you guys get an idea of the art. Tom Taylor actually left for years 3 and 4. No, 5. No, he left for years 4 and 5. My bad. He left. So years 1 through 3 he wrote, which were great. Years 4 and 5, people say it drop off. For me, I didn't feel much of a drop off. I felt it was still on the same level. And then he does return, and he finished out Injustice 2. He does the whole thing on that. And right now, Tom Taylor is just a great writer and he's just knocking out of the park. I love his Teen Titans. Here's a great shot with Billy over here, and Harley Quinn kind of has a crush on him, and then she realizes he's actually a kid, and, you know, she shows up at a school. It was a nice little funny storyline with them doing that. Of course, Batman and Superman, you know, have their moment of going at each other. And yeah, I mean, it's really just great art, great storytelling, in my opinion. It's really amazing an Elseworld story. So here, we're kind of in the back. Yeah, we'll skip the ending, so it's not. So here, I love how they do the sketches of different characters. They let you see the artwork, the panels. Do a couple more. I love when they do that. So the binding, honestly, great. This is actually the first print. There are a few different prints. I think there's 2 prints, maybe. I want to say binding is great. This is after DC finally got their binding together. For a while they had some weird binding and they were testing things out, but yeah, binding on this is perfect. The spine is great. It matches up with Volume 1 spine, and I love it. I think it's one of the better DC storylines for an well, actually, I think not is one of the better storylines. It's the best Elseworld story for me. I love Elseworld story, like Kingdom Come. I think that's an amazing story, but to me, Injustice is really great. And I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for them to bring Injustice 2 to omnibus format. That is actually less issues, like I said, than the whole 2 volumes here. They would only need probably 1 volume to do Injustice 2, and I hope they do it. And maybe we'll eventually get an Injustice 3 video game or some continuation of the story. I will say Justice 2 is really great, what they do in the game and in the comics, and interesting things. So yeah, it's a really great book to jump in and read. Like I said, I highly recommend, if you guys can, go out and get Injustice volumes 1 or 2. If you can't, go online, go on YouTube. I know people have made videos of them showing off all pages and doing voice work and stuff, so it's really cool. With that being said, this is my review for Injustice Volume 2. Really happy to have these out and show you guys some of this great artwork and the stories and try to get people into picking it up. I don't think these are out of print as of right now. I could be wrong about that. You would have to check. Organic Price Books is my #1 retailer that I buy from anyway when I do omnibus. So yeah, and that is it for this review. So if you guys don't mind, do me a favor, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and leave a comment and let me know what you thought about this book. And if you have read it and if you want to read it, we just hit, we're over 215 subscribers, I believe. I really appreciate it. It's an amazing time doing this channel, and I remember when I started out with like less than 10, and certain times I thought, should I keep going? But it looks like people like the channel, and I keep liking to join the community and do stuff and have fun and show off these great books and hauls and just let you guys know, you know, we all have different opinions, obviously, on certain things, but for the most part, we all love comics, and that's what this channel is about, loving comics, enjoying the art, the stories, and just, you know, having a good time. I don't have any announcements or anything like that as of right now. It's a pretty mellow time for me. Just gonna keep collecting here and there, showing off my haul videos. On Monday, I have a mystery box reveal from 360 Comics. I got a mystery box from them. I can't wait to show off that haul. I don't even know what's in it. I'm still waiting to open the box, so that's gonna be really fun to show you guys. And yeah, until next time, as always, stay safe, take care of each other, and we'll see you guys in the next episode of Josh's Comics.